video. So I'm going to be doing some nail art. So here I am sketching out, you can't probably see it but I can. I'm just sketching out certain points of what I'm going to be painting. So I've got a rough idea of where things are. I'm going to take this brown gel paint, which is from Nailchemy, and I'm going to go over that outline. I only done the nose area and a bit of the mouth with the pencil, so just wanted to make sure I got that in place first. The brushes I'm using are, I can't pronounce the name, but they are Bqan, my nail art brushes. I did do a haul on them, so you can check that out if you like. I don't know how to put links up, so yeah. I'll also be using the Kirsty meakin mini lamp just to flash cure certain parts. I will put it in the big lamp as well for the bigger parts. So yeah, so like I said, I'm using this is a brown, and it's the gel paint from Nailchemy. In my eyes they are the best. I do use some cheap ones, but I'm going to advise you now, don't waste your money. If you want a good gel paint, then Nailchemy are the ones. I've not tried any others. So yeah, definitely the best gel paints that I've used so far. I've also got a little bit of surgical spirits just to remove where I need to if I'm not happy with how it's sitting, what I've drawn on anyway, if I make mistakes. And I'm just using like a 3D brush with a point on. It's a little bit easier to get into those smaller areas. Try and keep the brown going on as thin as possible. The lines, you don't want it to be thick lines. You will go over them again when it comes to the finishing up. So yeah, so if they're a little bit faint, it's not too bad, but you just want it enough so that you can still see the features and that through the paint. It makes it a little bit more easier. Now, I'm no expert. I'm self-teaching myself this kind of art, and I've been doing it for a while, but I stopped doing it because I didn't think I could do it. I didn't think I was good enough. Still don't think I'm good enough. But I managed to do this one, and I was happy with this one. And you'll see at the end the finished results. He may have one or two friends with him or her. I don't actually know. Is eeyore a girl or a boy? I have no idea. Right, so this paint here, now I got these from Amazon. They are Anself, Anself. Don't bother, because as you can see they're so transparent. They're not just, yeah. And if you do have allergies, don't use them, because my hands have broke out since I've been using those. So yeah, they're not really good. I think I had to go over that about 3 or 4 times, that skin colour, and I still wasn't happy with it. So yeah, so my advice to you, get some good nail art brushes and get some decent gel paints, or you can use acrylic paint. That's just as good. But I like the finish better on a gel paint. will always do around 2 to 3 coats of the colour that I'm using. You don't need to see me doing every coat of the colour, but yeah, that's just so that you get a good coverage. And then what I've done is I take some base gel, and then I create the darker colour. So the blue has gone from, it's about 3 different blues, and you add a bit of base coat into it, and that just makes it helps for the shading. Like I said, I'm no expert, but if you're doing, me personally, so like I've done a lighter blue for the main colour, and then I created a little bit darker than that colour, and then I added some base coat. That will help it blend in a little bit better, just to create some darker shades. You can also use base coat and black, but you want to use more base coat than black, if that makes sense, because you don't want to put like black on, you just want it to give like a shadowing effect. But like I said, I'm no expert in shading, I really struggle myself. And without asking or taking courses, I'll never know. And you know, money's tight at the minute, especially with all the gas and the electric and all that. I can't take any courses. So yeah, so I'm just learning myself. Another good thing you can invest in, if nail art is your thing, a magnifying glass. This is perfect for small detail. I invested in one. I didn't use it on this one, but it's going to be perfect for, when you're creating faces and small faces, and like the eyes and the little tiny detail that you wouldn't necessarily be able to see so clearly if you was doing it without a magnifying glass. So yeah, one of them is well worth investing in. And this lamp as well, you need to invest in one of them, because it is the most handiest lamp going, and I love it. And I'm still waiting there thinking the light's still on, and it weren't on. Oh, excuse the wire that's also on my table, that's my earphones. I was listening to some music. So yeah, the table looks a bit messy at the minute. With this black that I used of that cheap gel paint, I end up going over it with the proper gel paint, because I didn't like how transparent it was. It was very thin. So yeah, I went over it with the nailchemy one instead. Also a mixing plate to mix your colours. That's a good thing to have handy as well, because I just use anything that I put my hands on. As you can see, I'm using the paint stamper scraper, or whatever you call it, and I also use like a glitter tray. I'll use anything, first thing I put my hands on. But yeah, I have got a mixing slab I don't know where I put it. So, yeah. We're just going to be going over the outlines, highlighting his smile, the creases on his chin, just the whole of it. It's going to be highlighted around, outlined, I mean, not highlighted. When it comes to the eyes, I think I use black because that's what was in the photo as reference. So yeah, always get a good photo that you want to create, and start off with a visual point, sorry. My visual point was his nose area first, and then you can work from that. So that's what I do. I did nearly forget about the nostrils. Excuse me, I'm yawning. I wasn't happy with it, so I went back in and done it. Stitch things, because obviously it's a stuffed toy. Then we're going to do the whites of the eyes. Once I've done this and around his eyes, I will do some shading on the nose area. I did pick the wrong shade to do the shading on the nose area, but oh well, we live and learn. And then once I've completed it, I will go over it with base coat, because obviously gel paint leaves like a resin embossed effect. So I will go over it with base coat first before top coating, and once you've base coated it, take the sticky layer off, give it a buff over, and then go over it with top coat. And that's pretty much it. Hope you enjoyed, and thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any videos, and don't forget to like and subscribe and leave me a comment on what you think. Bye.